Hello, welcome back to the channel. Having secured a place in Europe last time out, today we have an end of season review and transfer special. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 32 of Going Dutch as we try and turn around a Dutch side that's been relegated from the Eredivise, in this case Waalwijk, as we return them to the top flight and leave them as an established side. This is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have that end of season review and transfer special where we try and bring in some players that are going to bulk us up for next season as we look to try and do better than what we have done in the Eredivisie this season. But also, of course, we have a European campaign to try and exploit as well, and the board are expecting us to get at least to the first round proper. I don't know if that means the league stage as well, or whether that means the league stage past the qualification. More about that in due course. We have the draw for the third qualifying round of that competition coming up in today's episode. But like all times here with Football Manager lurking in the distance now, as opposed to just around the corner, don't forget, it's ever more important for us content creators for you to leave a big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. Let me know what you'd like to see me do in the interim period between now and FM25. And that will all help me here on YouTube. And of course, you can follow everything that's going on. Our videos about shirts, our tutorial videos, our play the game videos, and so on and so forth. You can keep up to date with all of that by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, let's get into it then, because we have a review for the 25-26 season. We'll look at that in just a moment, but a quick synopsis of what went on. Obviously, a deep dive into the table. But as you'll remember, in the last two episodes, we managed to get past FC Utrecht on penalties and then beating Sparta Rotterdam by 2-0. Thomas Castanares getting both those goals. And I could start with a bit of bad news. Is he's been transferred to Maine. And at the moment, we can't get him back on loan, so we're looking for a new man to fire on cylinders up front. We'll have a look at how he did in due course, but he did play rather splendidly as it happened. Yeah, we'll be wanting to get him back if we can, but to say, bit of a tall order as it currently stands. Let's have a quick look at the table. We'll say we're not going to go into deep depth on this at the moment because obviously we will focus a bit more on that when we do the end of season review in just a few moments from now. But just to recap, Feyenoord the winners, PSV in second, Ajax third, AZ Alkmaar in fourth place, PSV and Feyenoord getting the Champions League places. The Europa League places going to Ajax and AZ, and of course we securing that playoff place for the Europa Conference League, which we'll have a closer look in due course. And then relegated this season, Go Ahead Eagles, Hercules Almelo and Almere City. They all going down. And let's have a look at the league table in the Keukenkampioen. This is how it finished. Young AZ winning the Keukenkampioen. They can't get promoted, so they're out of it. FC20 were promoted, Roda Kerkrade promoted, and FC Groningen, the teams finishing second, third and fourth, all promoted from there. We will face all of those sides in the Eredivise this season. So something to look forward to. Right, without any more to do, let's have a quick look at how our season went. We started the season having had a good campaign in pre-season. FC20, we did play them in the friendlies, beat them by 1-0, which is interesting. I think they'd just been relegated, actually. Sparta Rotterdam, we got off to a poor start, a 1-0 loss away to Sparta Rotterdam in Rotterdam. Kitlano, the scorer. for Sparta Rotterdam. And then when we thought it was all going bad, we beat Feyenoord by 2-0 and drew 0-0 with Excelsior, and then managed to get a 2-0 win against PSV, bizarrely, as it turned out. So our campaign hadn't started too bad from the first 5 games. We'd won 3 of them, drawn 1 and lost 1, but then we went and lost to NEC Nijmegen, and that's how we went. We never really seemed to hit a rich vein of form throughout the season. It was plotted, won 2 or 3 games, or went 1 or 2 or 3 games without losing, and then went and lost, and this was our worst pitch in December. Lost to Volendam by 2-0, then a 1-1 draw against AZ Alkmaar, and then Feyenoord in the return lost 2-0 at their place at the De Kuip. Jimenez from the penalty spot, and also on 69 minutes. Koblenz, we played a friendly during the winter break, played Koblenz, beat them 3-0, and that sort of, we thought, was going to get us back onto the right foot, but then lost 3-2 to Sparta Rotterdam before we won and drew a game. And then our best form of the season came towards the end of February. Wins against Nijmegen, a draw against Emmen, a win against Utrecht, a draw against Go Ahead Eagles, who were relegated in the end. Fortuna Sittard, we beat them by 1-0, a 3-1 against Hercules Almelo, and then a 2-0 against Vitesse before we met Ajax and lost 1-0 to them. But then picked up a little bit of, carried on our form despite losing to Ajax, only losing to AZ on the final day of the season, which put us into that playoff place to face FC Utrecht and Sparta Rotterdam at the end of the season. Right, with that all said and done, let's go and have a look at the end of season review here at Waalwijk. And as always, with end of season reviews, we start with the new arrivals. Only 2 really scoring over 7 on the average rating. Thomas Castanares coming in from Stuttgart on loan. 33 appearances, 2 from the bench. 21 goals he made, 7.09. But the star signing of the season from young Ajax, Tommy Setford. I only really brought him in as a backup goalkeeper. But once he came in, he made it his own. 28 appearances, a 7.06 for Tommy Setford. The board delighted that we signed him. We'll have a quick look at his stats, because I think clean sheets. He had 11 clean sheets in that campaign, 27 appearances, but he made 1 in the cup as well. So very good signing him, and I think he'll only improve somewhat. Other signings from Feyenoord, Touré, 24 appearances, 7 from the bench, 7 goals and 4 assists, 11 goals he made then, 6.95. Oaksonen coming from Freiburg for 450,000. 31 appearances, 5 from the bench, 5 goals, 4 assists. He contributed 9. Rosier came in from Fortuna Sittard, 28 appearances, 3 from the bench, 1 goal, 6.89. Bruno Martins Indy came in from AZ, 34 appearances, 1 from the bench, a 6.87. Drambev coming from Shakhtar, 22 appearances, 7 from the bench, 1 goal, 2 assists. And William Beaton didn't really compete that much, didn't play that much. 17 games, 8 from the bench, 3 goals, 3 assists, a 6.77. And other contributors. Peter, I would have expected him to do better. Maybe, I don't know. 13 appearances, 2 from the bench, 3 assists he made, a 6.73. And Emil Hansen, the other person that we expected to do really, really well, but hasn't. Maybe next season will be his season. 10 appearances, 20 from the bench, 2 goals, a 6.68. Couldn't establish himself in the side. Results in the Eredivise, the board expectation was to finish mid-table. Our final position was 5th place. The board were pleased that we won the Eredivisie European Places playoff, and they were quite happy. Castenaris 21 goals in the season, with a 98% capacity of 7,425. That was rather splendid. As I say, we'll do a deep dive into that, into the table in just a short while. Knocked out in the first round of the Dutch Cup, having got through to the final the previous season against PSV. Knocked out by Telstar by a single goal to nil. Really kicking ourselves for that. No goals. The board were pleased that the team attempted to be competitive, but attempted being the operative word there. Our biggest win was a 5-0 win against Hercules Almelo back in October. Toure getting a brace, Castenaris getting a brace, and Oaksonen the other scorers. The match to remember apparently was the 2-0 win against Feyenoord early in the season, and it was rather, it just did turn a few heads, so to speak. And our goal of the season came from Lex Lobinger, and I've had a quick look at it, and I do actually think it was a good goal, possibly goal of the season for once. Just 2 minutes on the clock. Barkas rolling it out to Lawrence. Audette. Iqbal. And he's given that ball away to Oakson and Lobinger. And Lobinger just turns. Nobody there really to give him thing. And he shot that from about 30 yards out and chipped the goalkeeper. And it dipped very, very well. Only goal of the game. But it was a 1-0 win against FC Utrecht, which gave us that result. That was back in March, and of course then we went on to draw with them in the knockout stage of the European places, which left us. But as I say, that was a pretty damn good goal. Most notable deal, we've got struck a 4-year deal for 157,000 in sponsorship. Not a great deal else to tell you. All the annual revenues were up. Shirt sales, Hansen apparently had the biggest shirt sale. Peter, Toure, Shrivers and Varro also selling well. And the team and how we lined up. Setford, of course, made the goal his own. Rossier, Martins Indy and Van der Beige, the defensive line. Latonda and Shrivers, complete wing-backs. Varro and Oaksonen between them. Toure and Beaton were the wide players up front behind Castanarius most of the time. That was our best 11 of the season. Accolades, Thomas Castanaris, the fans player of the season, also the young player of the season. Signing the season, Tommy Setford. Goal of the season, we've seen it from Lex Atiga Lobinger. Top goal scorers, as we said, Thomas Castanaris, 21 goals. Jur Shrivers, most assists with 8. Most player of the match awards, 5 for Castanaris. Highest average rating was Castanaris on 7.1. And the most passes completed in 90 minutes, Bruno Martins Indy, was 66. Competition awards, none. Worst discipline, Dario Van der Beige. He got 9 yellow cards for the season. That's not too bad. And the youngest goal scorer was Stefan Van Doren, 16 years and 64 days. A promising striker. Will he break through in this coming season? We'll have to wait and see. That spell of football at the start of the season was the making of, I don't think it was the other one that we talked about earlier. And Volvic looked sharp right out of the gates. Few will have expected this outcome, but they gave themselves a chance and reaped the rewards. Thank you to Dirk Abrasion, the Dutch Football Daily. Won't have a look at the timeline. We only look at that really at the end of a specific save, as it were. Let's do a deep dive into the table if we can, and I'm sure we can. Let's start. This is how it all finished. We've recapped on who went up and who went down and all the rest of it. So let's have a look at the home record. Feyenoord had the best home record. Played 17, won 16, only lost 1 game at home. That was to FC Utrecht, picking up 48 points at home. Made it a fortress, really. PSV also only losing 1 game at home. That to Ajax, strangely enough. 48 points they also picked up. AZ were fourth. They had 45 points. Ajax picking up 40 points. And we picked up 40 points as well. Although we did draw some. We only lost one game at home. That to Sparta Rotterdam, a 3-2 loss. Draws to Zwolle, Almere City, AZ and Excelsior. A couple of those just inexplicable, especially Almere City when you think about it. Should never have happened. Down the bottom, the worst home record was Almere City, only winning one game at home, that against Excelsior. 7 points is all they picked up at home. Heerenveen also having a terrible home record, but they did survive, and I can only think that they survived by their away record. Hercules Almelo also relegated. Bad home record. Just goes to show you need to have a good home record. Go Ahead Eagles also having a bad home record. Away from home, as you see, Heerenveen right up here. They picked up 20 points on the road, which obviously suggests something that they played better on the road. Almere City winning nothing away from home. Hercules Almelo only picking up 2 wins, and Go Ahead Eagles only picking up 4 wins away from home. Just 4 points on the road for Almere City. Feyenoord, best on the road, losing 3 times to Fortuna Sittard, PSV and Waalwijk, as it turned out. 38 points they picked up. PSV was second with 37. Ajax were third with 32. And then comes Zwolle on 30. We ended up 6, 7, 8, 9th best away record. 5 wins, 3 draws, 9 losses. We need to improve our away record. As you can see, 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw in our last 5 games away from home. That isn't sufficient to get promoted. First half of the season, we were down in 2, 4, 6, 8th place, I think it was. 2, 4, 6, 8th place, yes. We were have played 17, won 9, drew 3, lost 5, 31-4, 17 against, 14 was our goal difference. We picked up 30 points in the first half of the season. PSV were on top by a point from Feyenoord. Ajax were in 3rd place. Zwolle in 7th, Utrecht 8th, and Sparta Rotterdam were 9th. That can't be right. I've done that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sparta Rotterdam were 6th. Of course they would be. AZ 7th and Waalwijk, Almere City on the bottom pretty much all season. Second half of the season, we had a much better second half of the season, as you'll see. 6th overall for the second half of the season. We won 8, drew 4, lost 5 games, 24, 17 against, 3 goal difference, 28 points we picked up in the second half of the season. Feyenoord only losing that 1 match in the second half of the season. 44 points they picked up. PSV second on 42. Ajax third on 34. AZ fourth on 33. And then Excelsior were 5th on 32. And we finished 6th on 28 points. That's how it all ended. Last 5 games of the season, the run-in. Feyenoord 5 straight wins. PSV 5 straight wins. AZ were 3rd, 3 wins, 1 loss and a draw, and mixed emotions for everybody else. Almere City and Hercules Almelo finally going down. Both played pretty poorly, as it turned out. Feyenoord won the competition, expected to finish 2nd. PSV finished 2nd, were expected to finish 3rd. Ajax finishing 3rd, expected to finish 1st and win it. We were expected to finish 9th and finish 5th. AZ were 4th and expected to be 4th, 450 to 1 to win it. So it would have been worth a little bit of a Euro punt on that one. Almere City weren't expected to go down. Hercules Elmo weren't expected to go down. In fact, they were. And both went, so pretty much in the positions they were. The other team that was expected to go was FCM, but they ended up surviving. It was Go Ahead Eagles that dropped out in the end. So that is how the season went in the league. What else can we tell you at this stage? I'm not sure. There is a great deal else we can tell you. What we're going to do, We are on the 3rd of June. We're going to come back. The fixtures aren't out until the 7th of July, but we will come back around about the 1st of July. And what we'll do is we will have a look and see if we've brought anybody in at that stage of the proceedings. Well, the season hasn't clicked over yet, but we have brought in one player. Torben Rhein has come in on a free transfer. He came in on the 19th of June. He is German. He's 23 years old, can play out the middle of the park, can play as a defensive midfielder, central midfielder, or as an attacking midfielder, which is possibly where we were playing, albeit he can play in that deeper position as it is. Very good at corners, apparently. So we'll be looking to see. Currently, he's a Kuchen Divise player, looking for him to break through this season. He's with us until the end of 29 seasons for 3 seasons, 5,000 a week. He's got potential ability of 4 stars to be a good Eredivise player. We'll see if we can bring him along. So he's joined us, come in from FC Bayern Munich. In the Bundesliga, where he didn't play, but he has played for FC Bayern 2, the reserve side. 32 appearances, 3 assists, 2 player of the matches, a 6.96. So he does have a little bit of history, which hopefully we can exploit, and he can do well for us in that one. Let's hope that that is the case. One player going out, Ivan Zalja. Not really a high profile player for us, played down the right hand side, but he's 18 years old, and he has gone to PSEC Zwolle, well, I don't think we're going to miss him too much. Asia gone out. No more transfers in that. Still no more news on the fixtures. In fact, what we're going to do right now is we're going to come back right ahead of the new fixtures. Well, not ahead of them, but with the new fixtures. So let's go and have a look and see who we will be playing in the opening stages of the season. Well, you come back on the 11th of July, and no transfers, as you'll see, incoming. So no more other than those we've already advised. This is the fixture list. We have 5 friendlies to play, starting with Liebendorf and finishing with Hull in the championship. So a tasty selection there for you. And then we play Regina in a Vassen testimonial. Vassen has got a testimonial, so we will be playing Regina. Just one need to check to see whether he actually played for them. Did he play for them? Why? No. So I'm not quite sure. He's always played for us. So whether that's he come through their academy or what, I really don't know. But he has made 231 appearances for us, 82 goals conceded. He's had 14 clean sheets in his career. 2 player of the matches, a 6.74. So a testimonial against Regina for that. And as you will see, the Europa Conference League league path, 3rd qualifying round, a home and an away leg there somewhere coming, our first game of the season. And then we have drawn FC 20, who got promoted last season, they're back into the Eredivisie as it was. I suspect if we actually have a look, we have played them before. We have in the Eredivisie. 1-1 draw and a 2-0 loss at their place, a friendly. We did beat them at their place in the friendly at the De Grosch Veste. So we've won 1, lost 1 and drawn 1 against them, and we need to sort that out if we can. So opening episode of the new season will be the first leg, whether it's home or away, in the Europa Conference League league path 3rd qualifying round, and then it is a home match at the Mandermakers in the Eredivise against newly promoted FC20. A bit of a banana skin there. So back-to-back episodes. We'll obviously have the return leg of the Europa Conference League League Path phase. And then NEC Nijmegen away, our first away match of the season. And I think, as we already said, we did beat them at their place, lost at their place last season by a goal to nil. In fact, the last 2 times we played them in the Eredivise, we have lost at their place. So we need to put that right as well. So lots coming up. Let's go and have a look. I'll tell you what we do have now for you is the draw for the UEFA. Sorry, I was looking at something else then. We have the draw for the Europa Conference League League Path third qualifying round. Let's go and have a look at that. Well, thank you to Future Mark. And yes, here is the draw for the Europa Conference League League Path. It's the third qualifying round. Let's get into it. Here is the, well, it looks like a right mess, to be fair. 52 teams apparently in here. Seeded teams and unseeded teams. Are we in the seeded teams, are we? It looks awfully like it. So let's just get on with the draw, because I'm not quite sure I'm making a great deal of sense about this. Right, get underway then. Slovan Bratislava or Dynamo Kiev will play Göteborg or Viborg FF. Lots of teams I've probably never heard of in here. Saba AZE Vojvodina will play Malmo or Bodo Glimt. I think that is. Arat Armenia or Tobel will play Lausanne or Swift Hesprange. My pronunciation's not good with these. FC Inter or Shakadisha will play Valur or Zoria. Igman, Usteras Tripolis will play Tutut or HB. Zarensky or St. Pat's Athletic, I presume that's St. Pat's Athletic, probably Irish, will play Redinik 1923 or Hapoel Beersheba. Hugon or Shelburne, they are an Irish side, will play Budnost or Lokomotiv Plovdiv. Trenchin or Maribor will play Dynamo Auto Treblisol or UCLUJ, whatever that may mean. I think that's FK Partizani or Sligo Rovers will play Waalwijk. So we're playing either Partizani or Sligo Rovers. That is the draw. We're going to draw to the end. No point in going through all this lot, because it's, as I say, there's a lot still to be drawn. I think there's a lot of second round games still in there to be played. So that is why is a lot to be sorted out. So to be fair, at the moment, we're pretty much still at a loss as to who would be playing, albeit it is down to 2 teams, Partizani or Sligo Rovers. So that is the draw for the third qualifying round. There is a fourth qualifying round, and then it goes into the competition proper. So a couple of rounds to go before we get there. Let's go and have a look. I'm sure Mark will show you how that looks in the schedule. Well, thank you to Pass Mark for that draw. Football Club Partizani Tirana or Sligo Rovers then we will face. I'm presuming, as we've got drawn second, we will be away in the first leg. I'm not sure why it's showing up there at the minute. And home for the second leg. Obviously, we will confirm that a little bit down the line. 20th of July, we are on Let's go and have a look and see if there's been any other transfer going on. There has been some transfer news going on. Vizcarra has gone to Strasbourg for 150,000. Both these goalkeepers on £10,000. So we've just saved ourselves £20,000 on our wage budget because Gentian Salamani has gone to Strasbourg as well, 400,000. So £500,000 incoming in fees there, 550 to be precise. So that's good news. Still nobody coming in. But if we go and have a look, we have played some friendlies, and you will notice some players in here that are on trial with us, and we're looking to see if we can come in. Liam Delap is one of them, and I can tell you for now, unless something changes, we won't be bringing him in as a replacement for Castanaris. He wants £45,000 a week. That's not going to happen. We do have Stevanovic. And Stevanovic has been with us before. He was at Manchester City, and we loaned him back in the 23-24 season. I think that was before I came, or during that season. And then he left us, went back to Manchester City, and then loaned out to Stoke latterly. And Manchester City is where he is. When he was with us before, 33 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists, 3 player of the matches, a 6.84. But he had a better season at Stoke last season, played 42 times, 6 goals, 9 assists, 4 player of the matches, a 6.95. And he's got off to a reasonable start with us here as well, scoring against Lebendorf in the first game. Liam Delap and Van der Beek, the other scorers. Another player that we're looking at, Ole Romane. He is on trial with us. Good Eredivisie player. 3.5 stars, potential to be 4 stars. He is at FC Utrecht, or been released by FC Utrecht, should I say. Stanovic, of course, been released by Manchester City, which is why we've got both of them in, potentially on freebies. The other player, Ilyas Budamasadou, going to have to shorten his name if he comes with a Bulmasadoui, call him Ilyas, I think. And he's 2.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability, can play as that attacking midfield, can play out on the right, can play as a midfielder if we need him to. But he looks quite useful as well, exciting young prospect. And hopefully we can bring him on a little bit as well. So fingers crossed there. He has been at Den Bosch. Played quite a few games for them, and last season was his most prolific. Today, 8 goals, 3 assists. Let's hope he can contribute if we bring him in. Still looking at them, no definites as it stands at the moment. As I said, Liam Delap, he scored in all 3 of the friendlies to date. In fact, he scored 5 goals, 2, 4, 5 goals he scored. So he is looking quite good, but 45,000 a week, I should hope he was. Right, that's where we're at the moment. Or what we're going to do is we're going to move right bang up to date, 1st of August, and find out if there's any transfers coming in, where we're at, and if we know any more about who we're going to play in the Europa Conference League League Path 3rd qualifying round. And some activity has taken place. And I think most of the, or all 3 of the ones I mentioned in that last piece have come in. Ilyas Abusamad has joined us on a free. Ole Romane has joined us on a free. Filip Stevanovic has rejoined us on loan with us a couple of seasons ago. He's rejoined us. And we've also brought in Kai Jana Hoover, or whoever, and he can play across that. If he can play on either side of the complete wing backs, his best position is complete wing back on the right hand side. So he will give competition to Shrivers. We've got Shrivers, Hoover, and also the Veld on that right side. But he can also play in central defence as well, which is quite useful. So he's a versatile player. He's whoever. And he's a 3.5 star current ability, 4 star potential ability. We have him for 4 seasons. He's through until 2030. coming in from Düsseldorf, which is where he played. He was on loan, in fact. He was at Wolves on loan. Yeah, it was at Wolves. Wolves paid £9 million for him. We've got him for a freebie, so that's quite handy. Last season in Germany, in Düsseldorf, he made 27 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists, a 6.89. His most prolific season, I think, is this one, Stoke, when he played 42 times, 2 goals, 4 assists, 1 player of the match, and 6.93. So we'll look forward to seeing that. They are the current nobody else going out as it stands. And what we're going to do now is we're going to change these kits at the top here. And these are by Magic. There they are, the new kits. So carrying on with the stripes. We've gone to a little bit of a sort of, I don't know, a whatever. We're not changed the colours this season. We're playing in a purple and green and the black and grey kits. So they are very similar. And we're playing in this stripy kit for the home kit. All right. I think we have, apart from the Vasson testimonial, we have completed all the friendlies now. Udenade, we beat Delap again, scoring a hat-trick this time to add to his goal tally. He'd had 5. He's now got 8 goals from pre-season. Filip Stanovic got a goal on 21 minutes. Toure and Lakessa, the other scorers. But we did lose 2-0 to Hull City, and it was a bit of a thing, and I hope that's not what we've got coming down the line. We seem to have done quite well against these sides, but then met Hull, which was a little bit of a so we'll see how that all progresses. We can tell you that Sligo Rovers have beaten the other side, I can't remember, Tirana, and we will be playing Sligo Rovers from Ireland, Republic of Ireland, and we're going to be playing them in our first game of the season. They brought in John Clark, apparently. Way first off, so that will be our first game of the new season, a new episode, and then, of course, BMW FC 20 at home, and then we're at home to Sligo Rovers, away to Nijmegen, who we've never beaten at Nijmegen before. One thing I didn't do, and I've just realised, is didn't do a quick, if we can go back to last season, if we get in here, go back to last season. The one thing that we didn't do, that we usually do, pass positions, that's what we wanted to do. And as if by magic, we fixed it. So this is how our season went. We, after that loss, the first on the opening day of the season against Sparta Rotterdam, down in 16th, that we pulled up to 8th after the second game, dropped to 9th, and that was the lowest that we were. After 4 games, we were in 9th place. And then after that, we pulled up 5th, our highest position. We got there after 5 games and the game against PSV Eindhoven, a 2-0 win. And then it was really between 6th place and 8th place. And we really didn't move much more than those places as it was. And this flat bit here. And then we had a bit of a bubble. And then after 27 games, we got ourselves up to 7th place, got up to 6th after 29 games, and then up to 5th, a game from the end against Volendam. And then, of course, that 2-0 loss against Alkmaar didn't make a difference, managed to finish 5th. That is how we finished our season. We did say Alkmaar City, pretty much, they did get off the bottom after 5 games, but very quickly descended and then stayed on the bottom all of the season. Feyenoord were quite low, pulled themselves up. PSV, the side that pretty much was near the top all of the season, along with Ajax. But that's just something I wanted to show you, really, to demonstrate how our season went. We were reasonably consistent and never looked as if we were in trouble. Right, going to bring you bang up to date. Any more transfers incoming, we will have a look at. But we will be right on the precipice of the season. It's a new season 26-27 preview. Well, I can tell you no more transfers in or out. We are at the point at the moment. To be honest, I don't think we need a great deal else. The only position that we'll need to look in the loan market for, I think, is a striker, possibly. But we'll see. More on that in due course. We have played the testimonial, the Vassen testimonial. We did have a couple of players back that made cameo appearances for us, really. David Min, having been released, he came back, scored 2 goals, as it were, and trying to prove a point, I guess. We also had Selenais and a couple of other players as well. We'll perhaps have a quick look at the goals in that game in just a moment, just so you can see the new kits in action as well. Goals from Latonda after 9, and Stefan van Doren getting 2 as well. Is he going to be our replacement striker this season? He's breaking through. Can he? We'll find out as the season progresses. You'll have to join me for the next episode to be absolutely certain. Let's go and have a look at the goals from this game against Regina. It's Vassen's testimonial. Min in midfield gets this ball out wide to Traore. Traore pulls it back. Min rushing into the area gets the first goal on 6 minutes. Selenais, Toure's tackled, but Latonda picks up the loose ball. Latonda, nice pass the goalkeeper. Latonda again down this wing, looking for his second goal, but he's thwarted. And that ball, poor ball, into the area. Van Doren said thank you very much. Latonda filled at 27 on the clock. Min creating the space for himself, and what a curled shot into the top corner. And maybe Min should be brought back, I don't know. Selenais, we're in the second half now. Oaksonen, whoever through to Van Doren, and Van Doren sliding it past the goalkeeper for his second. And that is how it ended. 5-0 was the scoreline. And you just say Greens down this side here. Stefan Van Doren picking up an 8.4, but Tijani Toure beating him to the player of the match. 5 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances, 2 assists at 8.9 for Toure, who played very well. Selenais also playing extremely well in that game. Vassen having a 7.4. Will we pick him for the first game of the season? 23 shots, 10 on target, 3.55. They had 3 shots, nothing on target, 0.12. We had 54% of the possession against their 46. That's how it lines up then. The one thing that we have left to do is we haven't looked at the season preview. And just to firm up, we don't have any players in the Media Dream 11. We do have, having said that, Stanovic, Peter, just those 2 in the key players in this league. Stanovic is almost certainly going to be one of those key players, and let's hope a few more will make their way through to that as well. We are currently expected to finish 7th, 250 to 1. That's shortened odds on last season, 450 to 1 to win it last season, 250 to 1 this season. So we are, we're expected to finish 7th, as it was 5th with 58 points last season. And well, let's see, we've been here 2 years, 43 days. And this is the projected lineup. Setford in goal, Van der Boeg, Rosier, and whoever our defensive line, Peter and Leveld. Peter? Really? Vero and Oaksonen in midfield. Hansen and Stanovic are the wide players, with Romani up front. We'll see whether that is the case or not when we get there. Starting, of course, in the Europa Conference League. One other thing before we move on and finish this particular episode is we do have a draw for the 4th qualifying round. Don't ask me why. We haven't played the 3rd round yet, but there is a draw for the 4th round. Let's go and have a look at it. I'll hand you back. Well, not hand you back to pass, Mark, but let's go and have a look at the draw for the 4th round of the 4th qualifying round of the Europa Conference League. And so here we are, finishing up this episode with the draw for the fourth round of the qualifying competition. Let's go and have a look at the competition, the draw then. As we know, we have Sligo in the third round. And there are 38 teams in this draw, including Fiorentina, Newcastle and Villarreal, I notice. So some of the bigger sides are joining at this stage. These are the unseeded sides. Are we in the unseeded bit? Are we still in the seeded bit? No, we're in the unseeded. Waalwijk and Sligo. These are the seeded teams that obviously join at this stage. Let's get underway then. It's Levski or SJK. We'll play Hacken or Academa. MTK and Eredivise. Some really weird Ladegret, a name we know. Flicker. OSK will play Hajduk. AZ will play Ammonia. Lommel will play Gerat. Will play Bayer Leverkusen. Vaspor will play, or Slavan Bratislava will play Limassol or Mold. Sligo Rovers or Waalwijk, we are out. We will be at home then. I think it's unseeded teams first, then seeded teams. We'll play either FC Inter or Zoria. That is the draw. We'll finish the draw and have a look at how that sits up. There we go. Match 6. And that's who we will play, either FC Inter or Zoria. If we get past Sligo in FC Inter, I guess they're Finnish actually. FC Inter Turku from Finland, or Zoria, who are from the Ukraine. So we could face either of those sides, and I'm presuming then that will take us to the competition proper if we get past that. So it goes Champions Path, League Path, fourth qualifying round, and then I'm guessing it goes, I'm not sure how it goes. We will find out in due course. It's all part of the excitement of following me and following the episodes to find out how it all pans out. So we will come back for our first game playing episode. Sligo Rovers with an opportunity to play in the fourth qualifying round against one of the other two sides we just mentioned. And I've forgotten already. So Sligo Rovers, our first game away from home. It's a trip to Bishopsgate in Ireland for that one against Sligo. Can we get something on that? We will see. And then it will be a home away. Yeah, no, a home tie against FC 20 in that game. So a match which we hope to get off to a good start. FC 20 having been promoted last season. Join me for that one in the next episode. You're going to want to. So make sure you do everything you need to do in order to not miss that episode. And if you've enjoyed today's episode as well, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of Going Dutch and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. And new episodes of Going Dutch are released every Monday. Excuse me. Monday and Thursday at 4:15. I've got a very dry throat today. And the best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 33. It's out on Monday. Till then, bye-bye.